Better is taking the game to the next level. We had 1,000x multipliers, but now we have 2,000x. Better has the highest payouts in daily fantasy, and you can win up to 100K cash. Play UFC, NBA, NHL, and so much more in the Better app now. Download Better, play better picks, and use code BONICKAL now. Let's get it.
Why don't you open our gift?
Yeah, open it.
Because you've got us gifts, and now we want to get you a gift.
Wow, I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, and you're like our little brother. So here you go.
Dude, thanks, guys.
Of course.
Wow.
Tony wrapped that himself.
I did.
Did you really?
4 hours.
What do you think it is?
I have absolutely no idea. It's like a baseball bat shape.
Okay.
Dang, that would be cool.
Dang it. You should have got him a baseball bat.
I know exactly what this is.
Dang, I should take the label off.
Dude.
He knows what it is because he saw the label off?
Yeah.
Or he saw the label? Let's go, girls.
My gosh.
They do kind of get after it when we're in the weight room.
I know.
They're all business.
They're all business. Like, I've literally only had like 1 or 2
Guys,
conversations.
what the heck?
Oh.
I don't know if this is a good or a bad idea.
Careful, man. I look sharp. Don't cut yourself.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Oh, it's real.
Oh, yeah.
You think we got you a fake samurai sword?
Dude.
There it is. Oh, that is way cooler than I thought it would be.
That's dope.
Dude.
It's a katana.
Thanks, guys. Holy crap.
Be careful, buddy.
I don't know how to open it.
It got me.
It got me. Frick. That's a great addition to the pod.
Gentlemen.
I'm really nervous you're going to cut yourself. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
That is so cool.
Custom made, baby.
That's crazy.
I'm like speechless. This is insane. Guys, thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah,
This is sick.
Just like, yeah, that's sharp. Bleeding everywhere.
Make a couple steaks and
Dang.
use this as a knife. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Who doesn't love a good sword?
The thing is cooler than I thought.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah.
So step 1 now, we go to Giant, get all the fruits. Step 2.
Does that feel good in your hands?
Feel very powerful.
I just can't believe you hadn't had one for how much you love Japan.
Yeah.
You got to mount that, baby.
This is insane.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to put it up.
Yo,
ASAP.
so we're going all black with it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Reorder black. We're gonna go all black. We're gonna class it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the class it up.
Yeah.
Let's have a bunch of weapons on the wall.
Yeah.
Guns.
Yeah.
And
Guns,
Nice.
knives, cigars.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. This is
love
freaking
it.
No problem.
dope. All right, so mine is. I'm actually kind of pissed in the order we went in because it was completely opposite. This is completely opposite. So
Should have ended with the katana.
here we go. Do you need help opening that?
Oh, is it for me?
It's for both of you guys.
Oh, it's for both of us.
It's for both of you guys.
All right.
All right, let's double team it.
Oh.
So
I love it.
So we can figure out who's who. Who is the lover and who is the fighter between both of you guys?
Hold on.
Oh shit! Wait, I meant to.
There you go.
These are sweet, bro.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
Now we need something to drink out of.
Oh man, wish we'd have got something to drink in those mugs.
Be a shame if you put something in there.
Yeah,
we didn't know what it was.
It would be a shame. I
You
wouldn't
choose
even.
it.
Then we could cheers it.
Gentlemen.
Oh,
hell
there we go. Let's time to party.
Here's for the boys.
I've been
Thank you, sir.
seeing. Thank you, sir. I've been seeing some commercials
of
Zevia.
really.
It's also.
Did they get bought out?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's apparently Zevia.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call it that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it might be a little dirty. It's been in that wrapping paper for at least a month.
Oh, you're a planner, huh?
Dude, I
Who
can't.
would have thought?
You're a good gift giver.
Who would have thought?
Ronan is a good gift giver. Yeah, really good gift giver. That's a good. Speaking of giving gifts, I just got a good idea for a pod topic. Let's discuss, since it is the Christmas season, best gifts you've received as a
Gold Desert Eagle.
for your whole life. Let's go over some. Okay, so Tony.
That's for sure the best gift I've ever got. Versace slides. Honestly, those two like kind of because I wear those
Kinda hit
two.
the top.
I use those two simultaneously, and nothing else. So those are my two
You
favorite.
kind of capped out.
Yeah.
Like
And a Versace robe.
28 years old. You made it.
Those are those are great.
What else do you
gifts.
really need besides those three things?
Not much.
No, there really isn't.
As a kid, I gotta think.
Yeah,
You
as a
guys
kid,
go.
maybe. Trying to think.
Dude, feel the weight on that.
Yeah, that's nice. The sheath is impressive.
Yeah.
It's a real impressive sheath.
Word of the day, sheath. Look it up.
Company does really well.
Oh yeah, Tony. He got me a sick ass Viking like sword last year. So we'll bring that in.
Yeah.
We'll double it up,
Yeah.
stack them. What's like an Italian type sword? Like maybe one of the ones from the musketeer type guys
Big old box of
I think they have
spaghetti.
some Roman.
that are like a Roman type
Yeah.
sword. Yeah, that makes sense. Best gifts. Best gifts.
Best gifts
Yeah.
ever.
Best
that
gift
ever
what's
received.
what's like your most memorable gift that you've been given?
A Lego when I was 10. It was the
Single Lego.
Wow.
well, it was like a 6 set.
What was it?
It was like the sand vehicle that the sand people used in Star Wars, and it was like 5,000 pieces, like in very impressive Lego. And me and my dad built it that morning, Christmas. And I also forgot to mention that I did wake up at 3:00 in the morning expecting to see Santa, didn't, and then me and my parents proceeded to open gifts at 3:30.
Really?
Yeah.
So you knew.
Well, I mean,
What was your?
I didn't know,
What
but
was your Santa finding out story?
Oh, I'm interested in this.
I don't know actually. I can't remember like very specifically, but I remember telling my mom, heartbroken. She was like, I thought you're gonna never find out and you're gonna love it forever. I was like, I wish.
It's 2626.
Wow.
Wow.
It's too bad we didn't have like a big TV to watch this on.
Penn State won the first set,
Yeah.
so this is big.
No, this is huge. We can go up 2-0.
Most of my gifts were.
Name something from your wife. Literally anything.
Oh, sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, you're so right.
Penn State up 27-26.
No, my wife does give amazing gifts.
She's a really good gift giver.
Yeah, it's all like very creative, like handmade stuff that is like super sentimental. And then she'll also get like probably this entire outfit.
That's good.
So it's a combination of things I need and like really cool memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's practical and awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Game point.
This is for the chip.
This is for the chip. This isn't for the chip, but this is for the second game of the chip.
Oh, best gift ever received.
Best gift I ever received. Well, you know, this is kind of a cop out, but Ace was born on Christmas Eve,
That's a great gift.
9 p.m. Christmas Eve. So all Christmas Day last year, we were in the hospital, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever.
That's awesome.
So it's like, that'll kind of always, you can't really top that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like actual items.
He just wanted us to tell all of our best gifts and be like, that's cool, that's
Yeah, well,
cool. For
mine's
me,
my-
it's more just like a human being.
Meaning of life, you know, being a parent, creating life, giving life.
I forgot he was born on Christmas Eve. That's a special birthday.
Really special.
That's
is cool.
It's actually
awesome
super
for him.
dope. Yeah, because I was thinking, so we've had a few people be like, oh, that sucks. And first off, you don't say that to somebody.
Yeah.
So advice to everybody out there, if you ever get told what somebody's birthday is, never say anything negative about it because it doesn't. It's their birthday.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
No, that's awesome.
But I get what people are implying. They're saying like, oh, it's the same time as Christmas, so whatever, blah blah blah. And it's like it works out super well in all reality, like just logically, because if you look at Christmas break, it's before Christmas, so everybody's still hyped.
Everyone's around. Yeah.
Everybody's on this come up. They're not on that come down yet, like towards New Year's. They're still on the come up. Everybody's around, family. Everybody's off school. So when he's a kid, he's going to have like all of his friends come over, you know, whatever. And it's all good. Maybe they're not going to come over like on his actual birthday, but we'll just do it on one of the days before, have a party.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on his birthday, it's like we get to celebrate again. And we just get basically an extra day in the holidays. Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
Super fun. Yeah, we're excited about it. But continuing on the gift train, I figured out Ace's gift that I'm getting him for his birthday every year.
What?
From 0 to 18 until he's out of the house. Gonna get him the same gift.
What? Some type of investment?
An ounce of gold.
Nice.
Yeah. A real gold coin though. Like
That's dope.
1 ounce gold coin.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah. So I have one on the way for him.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's a good
Wow.
gift.
Yeah, yeah. But he probably won't really like it until he's like maybe 16.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna be pretty dope.
That's how I felt about bonds.
Yeah.
I would give gifted a lot of bonds when
You're
I was
like,
little. I'm like, thanks for the piece of paper.
Like,
And then
whatever.
like 16 hit, and then somehow they were all gone. I don't know where they went.
You're like, oh, that was so cool. I'll be so rich right now.
That's a really cool gift, though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I ordered it, and I don't know. I'll probably get him like different ones because you can get like cool little different ones. Like there's like an American Eagle, there's like a Buffalo one.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different cool ones. So I'm sorry, watching the volleyball game. Oh, nice.
Remember when Coach Kale gave us all silver coins?
Yeah,
That was
that was
That's
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch of those for my wedding gift too.
That's cool.
I have like a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, but I think investment in precious metals is just a necessity as you get older. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, you just gotta get that. You know,
That's what my mom
First
says her jewelry is.
gotta accumulate that.
Hard assets.
Jewelry is a hard asset. Jewelry is a little different though because it's a little bit of a subjective. Like the premium on jewelry is super high, right? So like if you go buy a Cartier or a Tiffany bracelet, it might be like an ounce. Let's say it's an ounce of gold. Ounce of gold's like $2,600 right now. It might cost you $5,000 for that ounce of gold, right? So will you get more than the ounce worth of gold if you want to sell that? Maybe more, but you're not going to probably get what you paid for it.
Yeah.
Unless you hold it for a long time. And then the gold price is just so high that it's fine. So like, let's say you bought it for $5,000, it was worth $2,500 as like a melt price. And then all of a sudden gold's worth $10K an ounce. Now that 5 turns into 10.
Yeah.
But that's like, you got to hold it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I know like with my wife's family, they have like all this awesome gold jewelry, like dope stuff, necklaces, bracelets, rings, all this. And some of this stuff is like, well, like they're like, yeah, well, guess what we paid for this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Right now, you'd probably pay like $8,000 for that. And they're like, we paid like $700 in the 90s. Like just
Wow.
crazy stuff, you know. Where, but there's a lot of truth to that in jewelry. Where if you hold on to it, it does accumulate or it does increase in value. Just not as much as like if you bought like an ounce of gold.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because an ounce of Bitcoin, an ounce of Bitcoin would be worth a lot. Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't weigh much.
I don't think it weighs anything, for being honest.
There's probably some weight. There's a little weight behind it. Like what is when you download it onto your cold storage, does your cold storage increase a couple grams?
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Let's do 2024 recap and then finish with the preview.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I was going to actually talk about the Penn State game yesterday. We beat SMU.
He's got a story.
I was not a very good
Oh
Christian
my gosh,
yesterday.
are you kidding me?
What happened?
So this is really dumb. So my parents have season tickets and everything, and it's right next to the student section typically.
Okay.
And what happened is that college football playoffs had to make a section for the SMU fans in Beaver Stadium, and they chose to make it in the student section.
They put the SMU fans in the student section?
In the student section.
That's
literally like
That's
right
crazy.
next to it.
That's literally the dumbest idea.
So typically it's like us,
Frick.
like a metal bar, and then the student section, right?
Right.
So now it was us, and when I mean us, it's like all the like parents and, you know, pretty much everyone in Beaver Stadium, right? 5 seats away, and then the SMU fans.
Okay.
So things obviously were going to get a little chippy, and it did very quickly. So what happened was this one guy from SMU, he wanted to talk crap, and they were losing 14-0. It wasn't ever really that bad. They started losing 14-0. Drew Aller makes a bad pass, ends up not going well. He starts going off on like me and a couple of other guys. It probably wasn't actually directed at me, but it felt directed at me. So then I had to step in.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So I start talking crap at him. He's talking crap at me. Next play, Nick Singleton runs it for a touchdown. And I just made sure that he knew that he was number one right after that. And with a couple other extracurricular things and some words that may have been said, I realized that maybe my passion took over a little bit. And I said some things that weren't very neighborly. So to that single SMU fan, go F yourself. But dude, it was crazy. And then I start flicking the bird at these guys, and they're flicking it back at me, and then I'm flicking it back at
You with
them.
your parents?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
So you had some backup, but
I mean, I'm fairly confident in, you know what the problem was? I started doing jiu-jitsu.
He's trained for like a year, bro.
Yeah.
true.
I'm pretty confident that, especially these fools from SMU, like, they're from Dallas.
Be careful. Be careful.
They're from Dallas. So,
you
and
would've got 'em.
to be honest, they're not used to the cold. It was 8 degrees during the
Wow.
game.
No wonder
So-
they got smacked. They can't handle that.
Yeah.
They weren't ready for that.
Yeah, we had significant home field advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so moral of the story is make sure your football team's good. And
Penn
then
State's
talk some
win
crap.
win the Nationals, baby. We're gonna win. We're gonna friggin' smoke this Heisman Trophy second place finisher this coming week, and then we're taking out probably Georgia, and then we're gonna take out Ohio State in the final.
I want that to happen as well.
Tony's
really
like-
bad.
Tony's like, what? What's going on?
Just trying to figure out how possible that is.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It can happen. It's there
Where's the Ohio
theoretically.
State game at?
It would be for the
That would be the finals.
Yeah.
So
The
that would be.
neutral location.
I don't even know.
in
Yeah, it's
Atlanta,
neutral.
Georgia.
Yeah, Atlanta. So
be
right
awesome.
now,
What are the odds right now for them to win?
we're probably plus 2,000.
Yeah,
All right.
I think
around
we're
the
gonna-
middle of the pack.
I think we're gonna win though. We're definitely beating Boise.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. They're the third ranked team. They shouldn't be.
We're gonna beat Boise, and then we're probably gonna have Georgia. I think Georgia, or who's Georgia playing? So top side is Arizona State, Texas, Ohio State, Oregon. Bottom side is Boise State, Penn State, Georgia, and Notre Dame.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Notre Dame's actually all right. They're not
No, they're
terrible,
good.
but I think Georgia will probably beat them. Notre Dame might beat Georgia. Notre Dame, Penn State in the semis would be sick.
Yeah, that would be cool. That's the only school that I actually despise because I didn't get in there.
You tried to get in Notre Dame?
Yeah, and they didn't
Really?
let me in because I was Jewish at the time.
At the time.
Wait, what?
What changed?
Dissect that. What?
Yeah,
They wouldn't let you in because you were
It's a
Jewish?
Catholic school.
it's Catholic school,
Oh.
and
They were like, this guy can't get in.
checks
Ronan
out,
Bell.
yeah.
What's his real last name? And they looked at my mom and said Greenstein. They were like, hell no. This guy's
Not a
definitely
chance. He's
Gotcha.
infiltrating.
This guy's definitely a Jew. But yeah, Georgia, Notre Dame, Penn State, Boise State, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Arizona State.
Texas is freaking good too.
Yeah,
Texas could beat Ohio State or Oregon.
and this is what people aren't factoring in is that they also have Matthew McConaughey on their team.
That's
You know,
strong.
you know
That's
his
12th man.
You know his title?
What?
Minister of Culture.
Dope
It's
title.
a dope title.
All right.
That's a dope title.
I don't know. What are the odds for them? I'm gonna
They
put
just
some money
made
on
that
them.
position up and pay him like $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Just to sit on the sidelines in a dope leather jacket and a cowboy hat and glasses, and just hype, just get everybody hyped.
Oh,
It's a great gig.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if he's getting paid, but he
Yeah.
should be.
Goes to the girlfriend's past.
Top Matthew McConaughey movies.
Interstellar.
All right, relax.
All right, dude, calm down.
Boom.
We clipped out
Like,
every time you mentioned that
boom.
movie on this podcast.
If we
What's better than
if we
that?
clipped all of the Interstellar mentions in 2024, we'd have an hour-long segment.
Let's do that for our final podcast episode.
Interstellar. And then he's like,
And we
Wolf
were just talking about how we were going to rewatch that because we've only seen it once.
It is a good
and we were going to watch it together and maybe invite you, but now
No, it's over.
it's over.
You ruined it.
Can't believe you've only watched that movie once.
Yeah. It's all right. Now let's move on. It's obviously The Gentleman.
Oh, yeah. Great freaking movie.
Wow, I forgot about that actually.
Underrated number 2 for me. How to Lose a Guy in 10.
I was just going to say that's my number 1.
That's your number 1?
Yeah.
That's a good number 1
Yeah.
too. Interstellar's number 3.
Gosh, it's
That's
such a
being
hot
generous.
take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Gold.
Gold. That's a good one. That's a good one. How about what's it called? What's the one? Lincoln Lawyer.
Never seen that one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like a more serious one. Mud.
Mud.
Haven't seen that one.
Haven't seen that one.
Dallas Buyers Club.
Haven't seen that.
Really?
Naming a lot of interesting ones.
I don't know. I'm trying to pick the serious ones, not the obvious.
Fractured.
You've never seen it. You've never seen it, you
Did
fraud.
you really just name a movie you haven't seen?
Yeah,
I got him, bro.
I keep showing. I've told him 20 times to watch this movie. You won't do it. Fractured. Matthew McConaughey. It's early.
I've never seen it either.
Early. Well, yeah, dude. You weren't even born then.
Really?
Probably.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Shut up.
Let's do
All right, I have a recap of 2024.
We've been jacking around. Let's get
go.
Let's get serious.
Let's get
Let's
serious.
get deep.
Oh. Best knockout of 2024. And if you guys answer anything but Max Holloway against Justin Gaethje, I think you're a fraud.
I think that's the best knockout.
I think that's the best knockout by far.
I don't think there's really another one. I mean, there's other good knockouts, but that is the best one.
Yeah.
That was insane. We watched
We were
it
there for that.
Yeah.
Watched it in a van.
in it.
Yeah.
in front of In and Out.
In and out. I was still in my fight kit.
Yeah, that's you can't beat that.
That was definitely knockout of the year.
Yeah. I don't think anything comes close to that. Fight of the year.
I mean, you could still say that was fight of the year.
Yeah.
But, fight of the year. Let me think. Fight of the year.
I don't even...
I'm trying to think of like a good 5-rounder.
Ian Gary and Shavkat was a great fight, but I don't know if it ranks that high. It's hard to
No.
remember.
It wasn't that good of a fight. Fight of the year. What was a back and forth one?
Adesanya and Duplessis was pretty dope.
That was a good fight.
Yeah,
That was a good fight.
that was the only fight that I watched.
Islam against Dustin.
That could be in there. It was a
Yeah.
good fight.
Alex Pereira against Khalil Roundtree.
Holloway, Ilya was dope.
Yeah, that was a
Oh.
good fight. If it would have been another round or two, they would
Yeah.
have got it for sure.
I mean, Yuri against Rakic.
That was a second round finish, though. It's not.
I mean, it's pretty- it was pretty good.
Not really even like that
Just trying to
dramatic of a
sneak
fight.
Yuri
Yeah,
into
yeah, you were sneaking him in. The heck.
Trying to see if there was anything else that was like super good.
Zach would know.
Yeah, Zach would know. We should have had him on for this.
Yeah, we need to break out a new segment when
Smack time.
smack time. Just
cut
smack
him
giving
in
his picks.
We FaceTime him in. Yeah. We just FaceTime him in, and he has no idea what we're about to ask him.
Yeah.
And then I love that when he gets excited. It's the best face. He's like, oh. Yeah.
Some big things happened in 2024.
What else are we doing? Fighter of the year?
Fighter of the year.
Me, obviously.
Well, I knew you were going to say that. Best fighter of 2024. It's got to be Alex Pereira. I don't know.
I think Ilya was more impressive. He beat. I would take beating 2 championship all-time greats over 4 average guys, and really 3 average guys he beat. Not average, but like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, in terms of like all-time ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take
yeah.
Ilya's. I would take
Alex
Ilya's resume
definitely
over,
had the biggest increase in fandom.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
not even trying to knock what he did because it's still cool. He just didn't get the caliber of opponents.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, Ilya.
Because what he did was still great. Like he beat 3 guys, one of them twice, who were like really, really good. But
Yeah.
the guys that Ilya beat, people could have them, either of them on their all-time top 10 lists.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean they're both like considered goats
Yeah,
throughout their career.
for sure. Yeah, multiple title defenses, multiple, they've beaten former champions.
Yeah.
And then, Ilya, and he knocked them both out.
Yeah,
Crazy.
so crazy how Aldo was the goat. Holloway beat him twice.
Well, you're skipping over a little.
McGregor was really
Skipping over
quick.
McGregor.
No, they didn't say he was the GOAT of the featherweight.
He wasn't the GOAT, but
Yeah.
he beat.
I mean, like they were saying Aldo was GOAT, then Holloway was GOAT, and then Volk was.
Yeah, and he beat.
Yeah.
And then Holloway's he's definitely like, I won't even say comeback, but comeback fighter of the year just for his knockout, because
Dude.
he hadn't won in a little bit. Like, he had beat Arnold Allen and beat Korean Zombie and beat some good guys, but like he wasn't really in that like getting a title shot.
Yeah, it's hard after you lose. Didn't they fight 3 times?
Yeah, he lost him 3 times.
Yeah. So that's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Korean Zombie, that's who it is.
What?
I don't know Korean Zombie's real name, but
Chan Sung Jun.
yeah. But because I was just looking on ESPN and I was like, whoa, who the heck is that? I think a new fighter of the year in like the freshman class is Char Bullet. I mean, he's definitely had some good fights.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Char Bullet. Trying to think who else came in that was new.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else was. I mean,
Paredes.
yeah,
Yeah, probably Paredes.
yeah. I was actually gonna say I know that she's obviously fought for a while, but
Kayla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like coming in the UFC.
Beat 2, top 5 ranked opponents, I think. Top 10, top 5.
Aspinall blew up.
Aspinall blew up.
Dude.
He's been in the UFC for a minute, but like really, he might be like most improved or something. I don't know.
Most recognized out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Oh, he got so big because of this heavyweight John Jones stuff. That's so fortunate to be in that scenario where you have like
It's nothing really you do. It's just like
it's just the scenario.
and-
Yeah, he's won. Yeah, that's crazy.
Michael Venom Page, but I don't think he's like really deserved. They have him at 5. I don't think he really deserves.
I think
to
he's
be on
fighting.
The list.
He's fighting Char Bullet.
He is. Yeah,
Oh, that's
that'll be
a good
cool.
fight.
That's a good fight. It'll be interesting.
That'll be cool.
185.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't think
Yeah,
Char
yeah.
Bullet's going to go 170.
It's crazy. MVP's fighting that.
Yeah, I just think he doesn't. He's just like, whatever. I got winner. Quick 45 seconds.
Did Patty fight this year? Yeah, he did.
Bobby
he fought
Green.
Bobby Green.
6 submission. That
Yeah.
could be submission of the year.
Let's see if they.
It was like guillotine into a triangle out cold.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was nice.
That was a
really
sick
nice
one.
transition.
They're putting Hamzat's up there.
Yeah,
Just
that,
fair.
That could be up there as well.
Patty Pimblett's number 2. Islam against Dustin, but that wasn't like that. Darce is cool, and it was a cool fight, but Driscus, yeah, I don't know how technical that was, but
Yeah, what's the criteria for submission of the year? Is it the scenario or is it?
yeah,
what
I
is
don't
it?
know.
I don't know.
Ortega against Yair Rodriguez.
He submitted Yair. That was fight of the year, right?
No, it was an arm triangle in the 3rd round.
Brian Ortega submitted Yair.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, February 24th.
Literally don't even remember that fight in the.
I don't remember that
Sphere?
either. No, it's in Mexico.
Brian Ortega
Mexico.
submitted Yair.
Yeah, I do remember the fight,
I don't-
but
I literally have zero recollection of that. I remember them fighting and Ortega getting hurt in the first round and having to forfeit.
no.
You remember that? Yeah.
When he hurt his shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember this. I don't remember.
yeah.
They fought
They
again.
must have rematched right after that. But I don't remember that at all. It's a lot of fights. So many fights.
Anthony Hernandez against Roman Kopylov.
For submission of the year?
That's like number 7. I'm like, I don't even remember that fight.
You're deep, dude. You're deep.
Yeah. Yeah, all these other ones.
Yeah,
are
this is a
kind of-
tough streak for fight fans right now. There's 3 weeks off, and
What's Smack doing?
don't even ask, dude. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Is he okay?
Hope so.
I'm more nervous for him.
It's pretty crazy how many events there are every
Yeah.
year. 50 events. That's like That's wild.
It's a lot. What's the first event of the new year?
UFC 311. It's the one in LA.
There has to be more than
gotcha.
that though. Before there's no fight nights or anything before.
I don't think so.
No, they usually do 3 weeks off.
So that would be
No, Tony's right. It's the 11th. It's Dern against Ribas.
Mackenzie Dern.
Ponzinibbio's fighting against Colston Harris. Chris Curtis against Roman Kopylov. There's nothing like crazy on the card.
It's just a fight night.
Yeah. But UFC 311 is insane.
It's Islam and Arman, Merab and Umar, and then what's after that?
Yuri against Jamal Hill.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's a good fight.
That's a good card.
Banger fight.
Well, before that,
Dariush against Moicano.
whoa,
Kevin
wow.
Holland against Rainier
De Ridder. Wow.
I'm very curious. I think Holland smokes him, but
Really?
I wasn't that impressed with him against Gerald Richard.
I wasn't either, but styles make fights,
It's true.
and Kevin Holland's ground game is really
Yeah.
questionable.
That's a great card though. I'm
yeah.
actually pumped for
Dude,
that.
I'm not even
card's
done.
stacked.
That prelim card's sick too.
Wow, it is.
Who's there?
Johnny
Hey.
Walker's number 1.
Yeah. Payne Talbot against I don't know this other
Payne
guy.
Talbot's fighting?
Rioni Barcelos. I don't know who that is, but Payne Talbot's good, man. Little interesting.
He's done well.
Yeah. Personality wise, interesting, but seems nice.
Yeah, he seems like a skater bro. I love that. I love adding that dynamic into the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got like your street hard dudes, you got your samurais, you got your Dagestani Russians, you got your like all American guys,
classics.
and then you got your skater bros. Just
Yeah.
that's such a good like.
Yeah.
What would that even? What would you even consider those?
Just, I don't even know
Like
what
the
a,
punk
Yeah.
section.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like
Guys smoking cigs.
Yeah,
that's exact. I was like smoking cigs outside of 7-Eleven, like
Yeah.
after
Just
school.
ready to scrap.
I love that. Those guys
Yeah.
can fight though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you took the average skateboarder and you had them fight in the UFC, they would probably do pretty well. Just like the average 22-year-old kid that's super into skateboarding.
I mean, most of them are
Can
ready. Like they're ready to scrap on site because
Yeah.
it's like not allowed in most places.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Right.
I love that.
Almeida's fighting against Sergey Spivak. That Dumas guy.
Quit trying to give your boys shine on our show, bro.
Grant Dawson,
Oh, who's Grant fighting?
Diego Ferreira.
It's a good fight.
And that is the extension. Oh, Renya's fighting.
Rinya. Dude, that's
wow,
a
those two are on the
crazy-
early prelims.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Pretty heinous that they put Grant Dawson on the early prelims.
Did they
but
really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very stacked card.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Wow.
Start the year off strong.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good. I can't believe Moicano's fighting already.
Yeah, after he just fought.
I mean, his shoulder just looked.
Show him the money.
Let's try and get that money.
Money Moicano, baby. Once it's gone, it's gone. You just go.
He's gonna become on the SWAT team. He wants to be on the SWAT team when he's done.
Is that what he said? Nice.
Police officer, and then
He loves America.
That'd be dope. Yeah, no, he's a good dude. We should get him on the pod.
You should
Yeah.
get Moicano on the pod.
Yeah.
What else happened in 2024? Did you guys have any big goals that you accomplished or anything?
Made my first 100 million. So that felt good.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Felt good to cash that check.
That's nice.
that's a big check.
Check
Mobile
that one off.
deposit.
Mobile deposit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. They're my
Those
my local bank. They're doing a really good job. Yeah.
High limits.
High limit mobile deposit. Yeah.
In one
That's-
check, 100 mil.
That's a daily limit though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Got it.
I mean, 100 mil is a lot of money. That's funny that it took
used
you
to
this
be.
long.
Used to
but-
be.
Oh,
Till I cashed that check.
dude, you know who I love who blew up in 2024 is that Zacharific
Yeah,
guy.
I know. He's so funny, bro.
Who's this dude?
he basically just impersonate. Like he doesn't even impersonate, but he's just super. He plays this character of being like super cocky. Like he went up to Bryce Hall and was like, dude, that's sick that you like did Addison Rae, right? Because it was like they broke up like a long time ago, and he's like, yeah, she's been in my DMs for like a while now, and he'll lie about like
You're speaking your own language right now.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like a normal dude who acts like he's way too big time for like the most famous people.
Yeah.
And so now
So
he's
he'll go up to Kim Kardashian and be like,
yeah, and so now he's got like a few, like a lot of followers. So now he's like actually getting to that point. So it's even
He's
funnier.
actually big
It's
time.
actually a great like play because
Great shtick.
he's like embodying that. So
Yeah.
he's actually like drawing it towards him more and more. So
Right.
it's actually working for him.
The best is when he was at like he was lifting with Bradley Martin, and there's a shot of like him. He's like, dude, I've never benched through 15 before, so we'll see how this goes. And he lays back on the bench, and then it cuts, and then it's Bradley Martin just repping it like 8 times, and he's like, dude, I can't believe I did that like so easily. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah.
All right, let's talk about our years.
Yeah. That's what I'm curious about. Tony, any big accomplishments?
I learned how much can change in 1 year in 2024. Because I think that we make goals, or a lot of people make goals for 1 year, and I personally think it's way too long.
It's a long time.
I think that we should have like a general idea, but I just got this book called the 12-week year, and I think it's way more.
Is your year 12 weeks now? So you get as much accomplished in 12 weeks as most people do in a year?
Exactly. You read it?
Well, yeah, I actually did that, but what I did was a 1 week year. So I do as much in 1 week as you do in a year.
No,
and I'm actually this next year going to be working on doing a 1 day year.
That's funny. I accomplished my goals already for 2025.
That's nice because I've already accomplished 10 minutes ago what I accomplished an hour before that. Think about it.
You know, all you guys have 1 day. You know, what I do is I split up my day into 3 different days. So that way I have 3 times as many
He caught up.
days.
He caught up finally.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
We've been doing this for like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't read it, but
All right, go back to 12-week year.
from the idea I'm getting is like you can compress a lot. Yeah, that is part of it. You can compress a lot of the year into 12 weeks, but also looking at it more like quarters, because I feel like we can plan like a fight camp like 12 weeks, like not as much changes in 12 weeks where we can control a little more. Whereas like I started the year off as a fighter, and 12 months later, I'm a real estate investor. I think that's what I'm thinking about looking back of 2024 is how much things can change. The other side of that is how important it is to listen to God's voice when he's talking to you. And the only way we do that is by being in tune with him. So those are driving over here, the 2 things that stuck out was being in tune with that voice, because we really don't know what the future holds, and we can plan as much as we possibly are able to try to control and be the best that we can be. And so I'm going to shorten that into like quarters of the year, but then also being aware and willing to hear that voice and change like that.
yeah.
That makes sense. You know, to your previous point, I think it's interesting. I think it was Elon or somebody talked about how when we have a deadline for something, our brain naturally divides the work up to that deadline. So if it's a year, then you're going to space the work out over a year. If you want to accomplish a goal in 6 months, it's going to do that. If you want to do it in 12 weeks, it's going to do that. So it's like whatever deadline we give ourselves, like we're probably going to meet it.
Yep.
And even if we don't meet it, if let's say a normal person would have said, I want to do this in a year, and you said you want to do this in 12 weeks, and you accomplish 90% of it, right? You accomplish 90% of that in 12 weeks of what most people will accomplish in a year. And it's like, you're already way ahead.
Yeah.
So I think that it's something that our brain does where if we give ourselves X amount of time to do something, we're going to do it in X amount of time, whether it's something that's big or something that is really simple.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to clean my room. I'm going to have it done by Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then you're going to get it done over the next 3 days. But if you say, I'm going to have it done in an hour, you're going to get it done in an hour.
Yeah.
You're just going to divide the tasks up over that course of that hour.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think what you're saying is really interesting. And then it's so weird to think about how much can change.
Yeah.
And how, if you just listen and sit back and like take a couple breaths, how much you can hear or feel, being pulled in certain directions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say that I think it's interesting that you talked about the 12-week thing, because I think that more people need to think of their lives in seasons, because I think everyone tries to do too many things at once, where if they just lock in on one thing, or not even one thing, but 3 things instead of 10 that they want to do in that span of 12 weeks or whatever, how long you want to determine a season is, they'll get way farther along in that 1 to 3 things than they would if they try to do 10 other things in the span of that time rather than this elongated amount of time. So, and I think that's like what a lot of people are trying to start to do as well, with more and more evidence coming out about it, because there's only so much that one person can focus on at a time. So
yeah, definitely. What's the classic saying is like, you overestimate what you can accomplish in
a year.
No. What is it?
Yeah.
It's something like that. It's
I
basically,
thought it's like you overestimate what you can accomplish in a day, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in a year.
yeah, it's
Right.
that concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the same concept would be 1 year and 5 years, but it's basically just,
Right.
thinking that we can accomplish this in this short period of time, and then we get demoralized when we can't. But if you just stay consistent with that over the long stretch of that period, you can accomplish way more.
Yeah. Really what it comes down to is just consistency.
Yeah.
I was talking with one of the Penn State wrestlers about this the other day, and he was kind of asking, like, basically just like how to get better and improve and stuff. And I was like, the guys that I see make the biggest improvements aren't the guys that are going 110% and then, can't be seen for a little bit. It's the guys that are just doing every single thing the coaches say, no more, no less, every day.
Yeah.
And it's just, you just do that all the time. I always felt like when I was in school, I would do, like, there was a lot of guys that were doing extra stuff, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I felt like I just accomplished a lot I accomplished more than most and made bigger improvements than most by just doing what the coaches said and nothing more, nothing less. Mm-hmm. Because they have a plan and a strategy and an idea of how to get you from A to B, right? And maybe sometimes when you're doing more, you're actually hurting yourself, because then it's like you get an injury or, you just get worn down, and then it's like you can go 110% and then you got to go a week at 50%. It's like if you're just giving 100% all the time and you're just doing every single little thing that they say, then I think that's how you get the most. You just do that consistently for however long you want to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've been incorporating that into my new career now. And I think the biggest blessing is to have a system you can trust, because we had coaches that we never really had to question.
System.
Yeah. And so once, like for me, I've been spending the last 6 months or so developing what that system is for my business. And then because I know now that I'm in it, like that will just refine as I go, but having like a general system that you can trust, and then you can just because I know I can just put my head down and do it every single day until I get to where I want. But it's having that process of what's going to help me get there the most efficiently, as opposed to where a lot of people are like, maybe they are consistent, but it's not on what they should be doing. And it's like, so I think those two go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think it's also the discipline in the system that's what's super important, like sticking to your guns and not obviously adapting to things as they come, right, when you're building it out. But it's also, like you guys were saying, trusting the system that you are in and having the discipline to, like Bo was kind of harping on, like not doing more and not doing less, like do what the system or do what the plan is. Because if you stray off the plan, it actually might take you way longer to get to your goal than you initially thought.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, what you brought up a really good point, Tony, is how important the system is, because if you are working towards a goal without a good system, without a system that's actually progressing you, then that's when you have to give 120% all the time.
Yep.
You have to function above 100% just to make progress. But when the system is working well and, proven or refining itself as the process continues, then 100% is really all you need.
Yep.
If you're doing more than 100%, it's hurting you. If you're doing less than 100%, it's hurting you. But most systems, I think, that people have in place for whatever they're trying to do are not efficient, and they're not really even like accurate, because people probably don't they don't have good data for trying to like reach their goals. They don't have a good idea of how to do it. I saw this really interesting quote. Let me find it real quick. So it says, don't create, reverse engineer instead. Here's how. Decide what you want, find someone doing that, analyze their success, identify what drives it, recreate that for yourself, adjust to make it your own. This applies to everything. Reverse engineer, then execute. I love that so much. I was like,
dope.
dude.
Can you text that to me?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, that's
For a price.
it's actually my quote.
Yeah. I was actually just looking at a blank screen. I just made that up off the dome. But yeah, no, I always thought about that because coming into school at Penn State, I was like, well, this guy's done what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at what he's doing and do that. Right. Like, or the coaches, okay, well, they've coached national champions. They've been national champions. They've won the Olympics. Okay. They know how to do it. I'm just going to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then add your own flair to it, add your own swag to it. And I feel like most people either don't have a good base of like listening to people that have done it, or they I lost my train of thought a little bit. They either don't have somebody that, or they just don't put in the work.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's really what it comes down
Yeah,
to.
or they don't have the courage to ask, or they're not surrounded by the right people.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, that's definitely why I chose Penn State. I was like, I don't know how those guys are doing it, but I need to be there.
They're doing it.
And I'll find out when I get there.
They're doing it for
Yeah.
sure. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
I love that concept of like reverse engineering.
For sure.
Stealing like an artist.
Yeah. Good artists create, great artists steal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
and
just
that's
full of
like,
quotes now.
Wow. You guys are blowing my
I just think that's a really big part about, I think everyone gets overwhelmed, especially, going into 2025, everyone writes their goals down. Everyone, they look at them for a month and then they go off the rails with it. And what they don't realize is that you have to see yourself accomplishing the goal and then work backwards from there. Like if you want to make $1 million, you can't worry about making $1 million. You have to worry about making $900,000.
If you want to make $1 million, you go out, you buy a Rolex, you buy a Porsche, you start acting like you already have it. And then it'll come.
It's true.
Manifest it.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it takes.
Yep. So yeah, so for me, like, I want to be UFC champion. So I just feel like I'm the best fighter in the world. Like genuinely deep down. I just believe that. And I'm going to start telling people that.
Yeah.
People
It's
ask
good.
me, what do you do? What do you do for work? Oh, I'm the best fighter in the world.
Yeah, that stuff gets skewed because it's real, but it gets abused a little bit because
for sure.
it like exactly what Bo was just saying, that you do have to become that first. And so you are reverse engineering it because you're projecting yourself into that reality before it exists in this current time space continuum. And then you embody that and you become that before everything else catches up. And so, I mean, I've experienced it. I know you guys have probably experienced it, but when you can really envision and feel and taste and smell, as weird as all that sounds, but really incorporate your senses as much as you possibly can in the practice of visualizing that goal. And I think the difficult part is knowing like what that feels like. And so that's where like exposing yourself to people that have done it helps. And then surrounding yourself with those people and then putting yourself in that new being. And that for me is how you reverse engineer, because then everything comes off of that feeling that the universe and yourself are now, there's this this dissonance where they try to attract that being into you, because it doesn't, your imagination can't tell the difference. And so it doesn't like when you're imagining something that isn't in your current reality. And so it starts to attract the two. And that's when the law of attraction comes into play. And that's a whole nother world. But in a short summary, that's my experience with it. And there is a lot of like, misconception on it, because it's not like you just sit there and imagine it and then it's all good.
Right.
It's putting yourself in that true experience and then going out and acting like the best fighter in the world,
right?
Or the real estate mogul, whatever it is, and then all that comes hand in hand as you work towards it.
Yeah, I think that to kind of summarize that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the process, that's the first part of the process, and then the next steps in the process follow after that. So it's surrounding yourself with people that have done that before, and then gathering data, gathering information, learning, growing, improving, and figuring it out. It's not just, all right, this is me now. I'm sitting here like it's like now you got to actually go do it.
Yep.
Because that's probably where the disconnect is that people don't realize what it takes to actually be that. But that's where, when you're around people that have done it, you actually know.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm around this person every day and they have done that. I know what it takes. But I think most people trick themselves in thinking that they think it maybe takes less work, or they think that there's no difference, right? They don't have to, they can just say it. They don't actually have to change. But if you're going to say it and you're going to be it, you're going to change.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a disconnect between like writing a goal down, visualizing that goal, and then understanding what that really is.
Yeah.
You can want something and you can say you want it, but you don't really know that you want it until you see all that it takes to be that.
Yeah. And I think the work is a given. Like, we all know that we have to work to get there. So this is like, people separate the two and just talk about manifestation or visualization, because that's like the fun part. But for me, like, the work is a given, and everybody for the most part can go out and do their job 9 to 5 or whatever it takes. But like, what is that end goal to where your ship's directed towards? And like, can you work back from that? If you're not working back from that, then you're just hoping to randomly get there.
Right.
So that's, it's what I
actually feel a little bit of the opposite. Like, with a lot of the stuff, like, I don't feel like for me, a lot of times the manifesting and the thinking about it and the goal setting and the visualization is like the worst part.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really like doing that.
Really?
It doesn't make me feel good. Like, I do it because I know I need to do it, but I enjoy the work a lot more, I would say. Like, I enjoy just like the daily doing it. And then I enjoy the big moments that are built in within that, you know? Like, I don't know what's the right word, but when I visualize, or when I really try to like embody something and think about something, it feels
forced.
Not forced, but it feels like, all right, I'm doing this part of the process and I know I'm headed there, but like, let's just get closer to it.
Got it. So I wasn't saying that I don't enjoy, like, I don't think people enjoy it differently. I just think that it's like the masses understand you have to work for it. So I think people don't understand this part of it. But I would say for you, like, I think that you do it naturally every single day.
Yeah.
Like, you're constantly thinking about it through your work. And so someone like you, I feel like, doesn't need to as much like sit down and visualize yourself there, because there's not really much else on your mind beside, like, when you're doing the work besides that.
That's true.
And so I think for people that are just working towards this goal in the distance, and they can't put themselves in that situation. Like, it's not hard for you to picture yourself as the best fighter in the world right now. But
Right.
for most people, it's very hard to picture themselves as a millionaire. So they're just working, but they don't really know what that is. And so I think for them, it's very important
I hear you.
to put themselves in that chair and then work back. You know?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's more of the difficulty of the task.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's I have a really strong association and correlation between what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like what I'm doing and where I'm going are completely intertwined and aligned. And I think what you're saying is that if you want that alignment and that connection between your goal and your daily life, you have to have the visualization, the manifestation, the goal setting, those types of things. And that's hard for a lot of people because they know that the work's coming regardless.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to get up at 8 a.m. today and I'm going to go do whatever I'm doing. But there's just not a strong association between doing that and where they want to go.
Exactly.
Not that, and the problem, the missing part of the equation isn't what they're doing on a daily basis. It's where where they're headed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And you always have had a clear picture of like whatever that is,
Right?
Because like people are doing it around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I say universe, because I don't like that term,
Right.
like I'm talking about what God created. Like God created the universe, God created the laws of the universe, God created science, like all of these things that are part of our life. So I think that tapping into these mechanisms that He created of like positively attracting the things that we want manifested in our life doesn't mean that we have complete control over what's going to happen, because God has His own plans for us, but it doesn't mean that we should sit back and just be like, all right, God, whatever you want for my life. Like I think the balance between the two, and something I'm still trying to figure out, is, setting those goals, doing your best to attract those goals and for, a higher purpose, the betterment of whatever you're trying to do. And then, trusting in God with the rest. But I just wanted to clear up, I don't like the term of just, it's just this universe and there's nothing else incorporated into it.
Yeah. To continue off that, I feel like a lot of times manifesting is a very misunderstood and misconstrued term as well, because the idea of, I think what most people think of manifesting is just like, I want this to happen and I'm just going to think about it a lot until it happens. And it's like, you're really trying to be God in that scenario. Whereas if you go at it from it's a weird balance of like being subservient, but also like taking action.
Yeah.
It's like hard to do both, right? But I think that if you are able to really, I guess, what's the right word? Like,
Maneuver.
I guess paddle the boat, but you're not steering the ship.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
type of way, like way to think about it. I don't know if even that's the right way.
Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about it for like 10 years, but it's, yeah, I think there's definitely a balance, because I've been on both extremes where I'm like completely trusting in God and not doing enough in my own life, and then completely taking control, and then feeling not at peace at all when I get there or don't get there. And so, yeah, I think it's just taking responsibility of like, okay, what do I feel like? And that goes back to being in tune with God. It's like, what do I feel like God is placing on my heart? Okay, I feel like I want to pursue this path. Well, this is the goal that I have. I'm going to continue to pray about it, and I'm going to do everything I can to get there, everything that's in my power. If I fall down along the way or God diverts me, then okay, I'm going to trust in Him. But in the meantime, I'm going to shoot 100% for this.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with that. That's how I've been thinking about it a lot lately. It's like, if God wants me to go down this path, He'll support me through the path. But if He doesn't, like, there will be a clear obstacle in the way that will either prohibit me from going forward or be like, yo, maybe change.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure. No, it's interesting.
yeah.
It's hard to differentiate what's an obstacle that's like
Yeah.
makes you change the path versus what's an obstacle that you just need to push through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another difficult.
Another rabbit hole to go down.
because it's like, well, and you can get through any obstacle.
Right.
So I think it's
You can
more,
also divert from any obstacle as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
so I think it comes down more to like the feeling of God speaking to you and
Yeah. Prayer and,
yeah.
you know, leaning on others who you trust
Yeah.
and who have strong faith. And yeah, for sure. A lot of thought goes into those decisions.
Yeah. Well, gang, what a year.
2024 was good. 2025 is going to be better.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I think we should close off the podcast with a couple of things. Thank you to Better for being a sponsor of the show for a very long time. As of right after this episode, we will no longer be associated with them, but we want to just say thank you for supporting us over the past 2 years. They were a great sponsor and have helped us out a lot in producing the show, from Justin to Mike to Rizzo to Abdu to Tom uploading everything. I just want to say we really appreciate you guys for helping us out over the past 2 years, and can't wait to look towards the future of Nickals and Dimes and see what that looks like.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to really dive into revolutionizing the podcast and leveling everything up with you boys.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I feel like right now, I guess first off, thank you to Better as well. I want to echo that statement. You know, we had a great run and it was a lot of fun, but I'm more excited about the podcast than ever. And I think that 2025 is going to be a massive year for each of us personally, but also for the show and getting amazing guests and growing. And really what we want to do with this show is just talk about, you know, struggles that people are having and how to overcome them, how to grow, how to improve, and how to just get the most out of your life. You know, I hope that these conversations that we've had in these first 60 or so episodes have helped people. And for us, you know, whether it's 10 million or 1 million or 1,000 or one person that gets something out of these episodes, I think that it means a lot to us. We're just trying to make a positive impact and help people and take all the lessons that we're learning on a daily basis. And that's whether that's through reading or relationships or experience or, you know, just whatever it is, the things that we're learning. We're blessed with a lot of opportunities to learn and grow. We want to impart those onto our listeners and our viewers. And so we're excited to continue to refine that process and keep improving in 2025. So thank you for listening. And yeah, we'll be back soon.
Love y'all.